Hello there and welcome to today's special coverage dedicated to the special state visit of Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune to Turkey. On Sunday, President Tebboune arrived in Ankara on a 3-day state visit to Turkey at the invitation of his Turkish counterpart, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. President Tebboune was received by Turkish Vice President Fuat Oktay and senior officials in Turkey. The Algerian president was also received by representatives of the Arab and African Diplomatic Corps, accredited in the state of Turkey. On the sidelines of the reception, Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune held talks in the honorary hall of Esen Bugay International Airport in Ankara with Turkish Vice President Fuat Oktay. During the visit, the two presidents will discuss ways to enhance bilateral cooperation as well as international developments. For an in-depth analysis of the significance of this visit, I am joined live via Skype by Abdenoor Toumi, journalist and Maghreb studies expert at Orsam, Ankara, Turkey, along with Hisham Munawar, writer and international relations researcher from Istanbul, Turkey. And here in studio, I am joined live by Hamza Boughadi, Algerian economic expert. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. The discussion begins shortly after this break. It is commonly acknowledged that relations between Algeria and Turkey, which are proven by the common intention to further consolidate the traditional ties of friendship and solidarity, and the ways to strengthen the dialogue on all international issues of common interest, are manifested in the regular meetings between the two countries. And so here, my first question is directed to you, Mr. Abdenoor Toumi. What kinds of ways and means the two countries can work on to strengthen their bilateral relations, especially during this sensitive period the world is witnessing? Can we speak of stronger and more strategic partnerships between the two? And if so, does this partnership and rapprochement bother any parties at all?
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for having me, and good afternoon to your distinguished guests. It is indeed the ongoing excellent relations between the two countries that have been enhancing their relations through a serious and trustworthy not only partnership, but as you stated, a rapprochement, a strategic rapprochement that is on the rise. And this has been going on, I would say, for the last 15 years and maybe earlier since. And it was a paradigm shift in Turkey's foreign policy toward Algeria on the bilateral level and also toward the Maghreb region in an integral level. And this is since the arrival of the AK party in 2002 to power in Turkey. So all these elements were actually used positively by the Turkish leadership and to some extent establishments toward Algeria, knowing that the strategic position and the role of Algeria in the region. And this has developed in the aftermath of the election of President Tebboune in 2019. And this goes with his, I would say, new doctrine foreign policy in terms of diversification of partners and also looking for a credible partners they can work with in tackling some sensitive issues that are in these days shaping, I would say, the regional order, why not the world order. So as far as the two countries' interests on the regional level, they have many states together, and one of them is Libya, for instance, and eventually the political impasse in Tunisia, without, to forget, Turkey is looking at Algeria in its policy, Africa policy. And we noticed lately how Turkey or the Turkish foreign policy is focusing now on Africa and notably on the Sahel, African Sahel countries as the Western African countries. And this is an important note here because President Erdogan himself, he visited more, in his time in office, either as Prime Minister or later on as the Republic President, more than 30 African countries. And this cannot go with the, I would say, the help and also the cooperation with Algeria on this level, adding what is, in the aftermath or in the ongoing Ukraine crisis, and how Algeria actually, both countries, how could, I would say, position themselves in the posture of eventually a credible mediator or facilitator to bridge between the two belligerents, at least, of course, and direct talks, and then will be a call for a ceasefire for the conflict.
Thank you indeed. Mr. Hisham Munawar, bilateral trade has increased significantly in recent years, reflecting the excellence of political relations and the intention of both countries to form exemplary partnership. How do you analyze the importance of such a rapprochement? And in the aftermath of Algerian Energy Minister Mohamed Arqab's call to form a new partnership with Turkey in the energy and mining sectors under Algeria's new hydrocarbon regulations, relations in the field of energy have gained momentum. The total cost of the bilateral project stands at around $1.4 billion. How do you analyze this momentum as well?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me with your channel. I think this is a historical visit from the President Abdulmajid Tebboune to Turkey. This is the first visit for him to Turkey after three visits from the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to Algeria, 2014, 2018, and 2020. So, and the Turkish President assured that to be the first president who visited Mr. Tebboune after he was elected in 2019. So the economy could be the gate to enhance and boosting the historical relationships between Turkey and Algeria, which coming back to for more than 500 years. They have a lot in common regarding. Let's say the religion, the traditions. They have a lot of historical also facilities. They were shared. This is just let's say a new big or huge step in their bilateral relations, and based on more than $5 billion of trading between two countries. Mr. Tebboune knows exactly that Turkey is the first investor in Algeria, and Algeria is the second, and Turkey is the second partner for Algeria also, and they are heading forward to increase this trading between two countries based on many facts that, let's say, Turkey and Algeria are now among the super regional powers, are growing fastly and speedily, increasing their economy and trying to build a new alliance in the region and trying to build on the historical relationships and many things in common between two countries. So far, I think this historical visit to Turkey will open a new gate in the area. Turkey knows exactly that Algeria is one of the main gates for the North Africa and whole Africa continent. So they are really interested to invest in this developed country regarding also the international gas and oil supplies, which all over the world are suffering from that. So Turkey is interested in developing the bilateral relations between Ankara and Algeria, and they think that they can build on that partnership to hold and to build also political standing towards a lot of issues in the area. We have the Libyan crisis, Tunisian crisis, Palestinian issues, and also let's say rebuild the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and these issues will be focused on the meetings between two gentlemen when they will meet, and also Mr. Tabboune will explain to Turkish businessmen the benefits we'll get when they will invest more and more in Algeria in many sectors like steel, like infrastructures, like constructions. And we all know that there is a new laws about investment in Algeria will be released soon. So Algeria is interested to let the Turkish businessmen know about the opportunities they can seize in Algeria, and this also based on let's say the current situation, which will be so accurate and so dangerous now regarding the Ukrainian crisis and regarding many issues in the area.
Very nice. Thank you indeed for this overall analysis. And to shed more light on the Turkish-Algerian relations regarding economy, let's have this info. Algeria is one of Turkey's largest trading partners in Africa, with exchanges amounting to $5 billion annually, with ambitions to raise it to $10 billion prospects, that is, of 2030. The volume of Turkish investments in Algeria exceeds the threshold of $3 billion, making Algeria the 7th global destination for Turkish foreign investments. Here are the Algerian-Turkish economic relations in numbers, and then we get back to discussion.
$4 billion is the volume of commercial exchanges by the end of 2020 between Algeria and Turkey. Algeria is Turkey's largest trading partner in Africa. Turkey is Algeria's second largest trading partner after China. $5 billion in direct Turkish investments in Algeria. $2.5 billion investment totally in the iron complex in Oran. $200 million investment in a giant textile complex in Ghilizan. 1,300 Turkish companies active in Algeria in various sectors. Turkish institutions created 30,000 jobs in Algeria. Sonatrach invests $1.4 billion to produce polypropylene in Turkey. Algeria supplies Turkey with 5.4 billion cubic meters of gas annually. Investment of $200 million in a giant textile complex in Ghilizan. Creation of 30,000 jobs on a tile complex in Ghilizan. More than 25,000 Turkish live in Algeria, operating 35 flights a week between the two countries. $10 billion in trade exchanges expected by 2030. The two countries aspire to sign a strategic partnership. The two countries are heading to sign a free trade area agreement.
So, Mr. Hamza Boughadi, as we have been following the numbers, how can you analyze this, and what do these numbers stand for Algeria and the Algerian people in general?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. I would like to talk. First of all, I would like before getting inside this analysis, I would like to talk about the context. Now our world is competing to have more investors, to attract more partners. All the countries around the world are trying to make partnership to ensure their food security, their energy security. Algeria has a lot of ambitions right now. We are in the middle of a project of building our economy, in diversifying our economy, having more enterprises, more companies, having more products, more producer, more investors. So, and all the preparation right now with the investment law that we are preparing it's a crucial time for us, and it's a benefit time for us. I explain. The visit to a country such as Turkey is a great potential or a great opportunity for us. With all this number if in face of us, we are talking about major foreign investors. We are talking about historical relationship and good diplomatic relationship between the two countries. We are talking about many companies are activated here in Algeria. For example, the sector of public habitation programs. 40% of companies are constructing these programs. We are talking about the partnership, the good partnership as a exemplar in Relizan with the Tayal group. It's a partnership between Tayal, Turkish partner, and the public GTEX, the historic public of textile. So when we try to put more lights on all these numbers and all these facts, let's learn about what Turkey has to give or has to offer for Algeria. Turkey is a great country for its long experience with international investors. We are talking about a good machinery, good products coming from Turkey. They are managing in a good way the quality of product. They are opening their economy to the world. A lot of companies around the world are going and are implemented in Turkey from since 10 or 15 years ago. So Turkey is one of the major economy. We are talking about the one of the 10 club of major powerful economic country. So we have a lot of things to collaborate or to coordinate or to have or to take from Turkey. Actually, we have now we have these ambitions of exporting or invading the African market. We are talking about 1.3 billion of a great, huge market. So we have to make more partnership, to have more products, to have more to develop our tissue, our economic tissue. So we need this kind of a relationship with these countries. Let's talk about sectors that we can really take benefit from Turkey. The tourism industry in Turkey is one of the favorite in the world, and one is the prosperate in the world. The textile sector, the habitation or the construction, the building, the real estate sector is one also is one of the greatest performance in the Turkish economy. The machinery, the middle precision technology that Turkey is developing now. We are talking about a car made by 80% of integration rate from Turkish companies. So all these elements are putting us in this frame that we need to collaborate more than or take our collaboration to another level.
Any transfer of technology and know-how from Turkey? Many investors have come here to Algeria and they made money and they went without having any transfer of technology or know-how, and we have many examples on that. But is Turkey going to be a real partner?
Of course, it's the quality of the negotiations now are the terminator of this way. So we have to review our collaboration in a win-win partnership, in a good discussions. So we are going to open our doors to the Turkish investors, but in the other side we need to be to build this partnership on a good basis. So I think by this visit here, it's the first responsible of the country, Mr. the President. So I think the discussions will be more fructive. I think it's the first president, Algerian president from since many years ago didn't go to Turkey. So I think for the future, and also let's put Algeria in its value. We are valuable now, especially when all the European countries are turning their sights to Algeria as a major supplier of energy. So we have a lot of potentials, a lot of things to negotiate and to be in a good place to negotiate better.
Thank you so much for these analyses. Now let's move on. This afternoon, Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune meets with his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan at the presidential palace in the Turkish capital, Ankara, coinciding with the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between the two countries. The two presidents will have private talks in parallel with a number of ministers accompanying the Algerian president, holding bilateral talks with their Turkish counterparts. Agreements and memoranda of understanding will also be signed to enhance the current cooperation between Turkey and Algeria, the content of which will be detailed in a joint press statement made by the two presidents at the conclusion of the reception ceremony. Before that, Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune stood at the tomb of the leader of the Turkish national movement, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, and visited a museum of the same personality. Back to you, Mr. Abdenoor Toumi. The Algeria-Turkey deal was launched in January 2020, as you highlighted before, in light of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's state visit to Algeria following Abdelmajid Tebboune's election victory. In fact, Erdogan's visit raised Algeria's strategic importance for Turkey to a new high. The Turkish government offered key economic and cultural incentives to Algeria that allowed both countries to hold on to their socio-economic and geo-economic needs and interests. During this visit, the statement said the presidents of both countries will preside over the first session of the High-Level Cooperation Council. How do you personally evaluate bilateral cooperation and the possibilities to give a new impetus to this cooperation?
It is true. I mean, there is a feeling and a sincere feeling, this time from both sides, from the Turkish side and from the Algerian side. And this is very interesting, actually an interesting note here. It's the first visit of President Tebboune since he was elected in 2019 abroad to non-Arab countries, and which, I mean, it has an important meaning, which means that he is seriously looking forward for this strategic rapprochement that is on the race, and he wants also, I mean, I believe President Tebboune himself, he is focusing on this one, and he's trying to make it or make bold decisions. And he just, I mean, last night in his meeting here in Ankara with the Algerian community, and he said, I am looking forward to meet my dear brother tomorrow, and we have a lot to say and to do. So this is, again, it's serious and very, very strong statement, and also a message to the Turkish authorities and leadership, entire establishments and political elite who have been a little bit skeptical about this rapprochement for, some domestic political reasons, so that it is, we have this skepticism that was, a sense of skepticism that was in Algeria before President Tebboune's arrival to power, and I would say during the previous administration of late President, Rahimahullah, Abdelaziz Bouteflika. So now this shift, and this, I think, as one of your guests stated, these both countries are pivotal countries, and Turkey is a rising state indeed in the region, and it is making its voice loudly, and it is heard, so that Algeria, at the aftermath of the Hirak and the new administration of Abdelmajid Tebboune, and as I said, he established a new foreign policy that is shaping its entire vision for the not only on the regional level but also on the international level. So, and he understands, so that I think Minister Lamamra also, both actually this tandem of Algerian foreign policy, the president and his foreign affairs minister, did understand well the real challenges that are surrounding Algeria. It's, I mean, we all know Algeria is surrounded by many challenges in terms of national security imperatives and so on, but it wants also to position itself on the trajectory of the latest events that are shaping the entire world, and Algeria, it's an opportunity for Algeria also to not miss this time, to do not miss this opportunity. And also I think Mr. Bourhadi, I mean, he said about the card, the gas card, and how Europe now is divided and is weak and is looking into Algeria as an alternative from the Russian gas. So Algeria, it is having this wild card on its hand and can play a major role with it. And let's put it, I mean, it's going to be in the near future will be the Algerian, I will use this I would say, imperative of gas diplomacy, which gives to Algeria, I mean, a large maneuver, not only to pick its partnership, but also to have a say in the negotiations. I heard your question about what went wrong in the previous administration with the business community and so on. Actually, it was not any, I mean, the previous one didn't have any strategy, I mean, global strategy about this. And President Tebboune himself, he stated, I mean, before, and he mentioned and he focused about the economic aspect, and I think he said it, I mean, the year 2022 will be a year of the economy, it will be the economic narrative. So
thank you so much, Mr. Abdel Toumi. Let me just give this final question to Mr. Hisham Munawar before we wrap up, since we're out of time. So this session will also enable to mobilize efforts to further intensify the strategic partnership that connects the two countries and to give this partnership a qualified dynamism. How do you see this, Mr. Hisham Munawar, qualified dynamism?
I think now, as we all say, chaos now is a ladder. What's happening now in the world is just a major chaos required from all countries, all developed and ambitious countries, to develop their relationships, their potential investing, to seize the opportunity in this world. The relations between Algeria and Turkey, based on three elements. First of all, the history, which is back for more than 500 years, and 60 years of current diplomatic ties between two countries. The second is willing or desire to develop this relationships to a higher volume, which is possible, very possible nowadays. The third element is the opportunity. Nowadays, we have a huge opportunity to develop these relationships to volume, which is strategical volume.
Yes, and only time shall tell whether we're going to implement this as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Hisham Munawar, for your thorough analysis. Thank you, Mr. Abdel Toumi, for your analysis as well. Hisham Bourhadi, or Hamza Bourhadi, thank you so much for being with us. Dear viewers, thank you for keeping it here on All 24 News with me, Karim Fazakri. It's the end of our special coverage. Bye for now.